From Luwanga Communications Center. Communications creates communion.
The port of Mombasa, the business hub of Mombasa County in Kenya. It boasts of many economic activities including the import through the sea. However, while this is a lucrative business enterprise, the Mombasa port, it has also with it some sad and sometimes horrifying stories. The experiences of the seafarers have at times ended in sorry narratives. Recently, a ship from Russia met this fate at the port of Mombasa with Syrian crew with no money and was stranded for close to 2 years.
Paid since months before it was abandoned. The port city of Mombasa is just there. It's only about 1 kilometre away, so close but yet so far for the sailors stuck on board. COVID restrictions and immigration rules mean they can't go on the land. Plus, if they abandon the ship, they risk losing the wages that they're owed, in some cases up to 3 years. And so they're confined within the decks of the ship, which they say have come to feel like a prison.
The COVID-19 pandemic made it even worse for the seafarers. Despite the health challenges, social and other areas affected by the pandemic, for the seafarers, it was even more tragic. They would not only get access to basic amenities due to government restrictions, but their communication with their families was greatly affected. Money was not available, and they would not even communicate and give emotional support to their loved ones. Needless to say, they were themselves in need of emotional support.
My name is Archbishop Martin Kivuva Musonde, the Archbishop of Mombasa. Having been the Archbishop here since 2015, this is my 6th year here. COVID-19 pandemic has impacted on everyone in the whole world, to make that point clear, such that no one has left untouched. Specifically in Mombasa, we have unique cases. For example, the seafarers. And the seafarers are a big contingent of our workers who come from within. Obviously, many have gone with different ships, different directions of the world. But also some were stuck out there. Others were brought back and left to go without going into any shipping lines anymore. Recently, we had just launched a big contingent of our Kenyan youth who were taken off to different parts. I remember in July 2019, after training, some of them were given jobs, and they were very enthusiastic. We went into mission to seamen, to pray with the others, to pray with them, and send them off with joy. Of course, due to the COVID-19, there's no business. Internationally was affected. Ship lines had to be grounded. Other ships were stuck on high seas, and therefore there was a lot of suffering. But in particular, us in the coastal area, we more had these also people who are part of this employment. Very many, quite many. Some are young, some are older. We undertook to reach out to some of them already here, but the impact was joblessness. There was no jobs. Most of them were not trained to do anything else except work in the ships in different capacities.
Until 2020, when we came down because of COVID, since March, it's been a challenge because there is no income.
Kwa jina naitwa Mwenye Omar Mwenye, ni baharia miaka 25 iliyopita kuanzia 1987. Nimefanya miaka mingi kwenye meli, nimezunguka karibu world. Changamoto hapa nakaa muda mrefu bila kazi. Hata nyumbani pia maelewano huwa sio mazuri na family. Nimepata tabu sana mpaka leo hivi.
Mrs. Margaret Masibo, the director of Seafarers, she and her team strive to give a livelihood to these seafarers who were stranded through various initiatives of the Seafarers Office.
2020, I joined the Seafarers Mombasa, where we've been working with the mission to the seamen in support for the seafarers. Mombasa has a number of mainland lakes, including Jipe, Vanga, and others, where we have fishermen, and then we have seafarers in our port of Mombasa. And therefore, inevitably, there are so many people in Mombasa who work in the sea or they trade with products from the sea. Now, in the advent of COVID-19, these people have been so badly affected. Most of them lost jobs, families disintegrated. We had cases of sickness. Parents had no school fees, and most of them were suffering mentally. They needed psychosocial support. So as Seafarers Mombasa, we've been offering that since then, giving them counseling, providing them with food, providing them with even medical care.
Majina yangu ni Reverend Moses Muli, na mimi ndio chaplain hapa. Nafanya kazi ya kusaidia mabaharia. Mission to Seafarers, ama hasa tunajulikana, kitambo tulikuwa tunajulikana kama Mission to Seamen. But wakati huo mabaharia wengi walikuwa ni mabaharia wa kiume. Wakati mabaharia wa kike walipoanza kuingia kwa meli, jina likabadilika kutoka kwa Mission to Seamen ikawa Mission to Seafarers. Na hili ni shirika ambalo ni shirika la kimataifa ambalo lengo lake ni kusaidia mabaharia katika hali zote za kimwili na za kiroho, bila ubaguzi wa dini, bila ubaguzi wa rangi, na bila ubaguzi wowote kule. Sisi tunaangazia maslahi yote, ambao ni Wakristo, ambao ni Waislamu, ambao wanatoka sehemu zote zile. Tunawapatia mahitaji yao, tunaangazia mahitaji yao ya kimwili na pia mahitaji yao ya kiroho.
Yeah, we've been offering the medical care, food support, counseling, and safe space for sharing for them to share. And at the moment, those who want to go back to work or those who have gotten jobs need medical certificates and they can't afford. So that is another need that they have that has come up. We realize that there has been very many challenges through this time, because even as Seafarers, we can't go on board the ship, and the seafarers are not supposed to take sea leave, because they're not allowed to come on land, and as we are not allowed to go on board ship, so the services we used to offer, we can no longer offer the same. We are, however, committed to continuing with this ministry and supporting them, and we pray that this COVID gets behind us. We are praying. We are happy that now they have been prioritized as essential services, so they can get the vaccine as a priority, and as we can get with that, then we'll go back to the normal life.
So this distress meant that families are at the verge of breaking, and some actually broke because of the bread Anna was not available, and therefore they were left just to charity. Despite that, we also did reach out to some of those families, provide support through the help of our partners world over, and in particular our dicastery for the seafarers in Rome. So we want to say it has been a really great suffering, like it can be never thought of before. The numbers, we don't have the exact numbers of how many people are affected, but we know by this kind of people coming begging, children coming begging, people coming to asking for help in parishes, especially the ones within the county of Mombasa, because that's where most people would come from, were in great need, great need. To this day, it has not been resolved yet. They still look out for handout, they look out for support, and we want to do everything possible as we celebrate 100 years of the seafarers and activity to caring for the sea. People work in sea. So it is a very challenging matter even to this day.
But by the grace of God, we've got support from the the Catholic Archdiocese of Mombasa. At least we got something small to keep us moving. It's been great. We are so much grateful of their help, and to pray for them so much that God will bless them and elevate them. And they've kept us within this period of COVID. They've kept us close to them. They've given us spiritual guidance, and more so now that everything is opening up, they've given us support too, and getting back to the ship because everything is opening up. They're giving us support. Since then to now, we are so much grateful.
Sasa hii president wetu anatusaidia, meli ziko, President Uhuru ametusaidia sana na meli ziko, na sasa hii tuangalia tena mkakati wa kuingia tena melini tena.
Naweza nikafanya engine room, naweza nikafanya deki, naweza nikafanya kitchen, mahali kokote iwe kuna nafasi ya kazi naweza nikafanya.
The church can never stop reaching out to the needy of every kind. One of the ways, first of all, we needed to identify the group, to bring them on board, listen to their challenges. Through our partnership with the ITF, we were able to bring teams around, get counseling processes going on, by listening to them, separate those who are most affected with those who can still manage, and identify the neediest of the needy. Because even when all are needy, there are those who are really have nothing, and they have no investment made from their even resources, even ever. So this is a part of the journey we want to make, and slowly try to settle people to having their own incomes as an alternative.
We all strive to make something out of our lives. The struggles to put food on the table and a roof above our heads is universal. The plight of the seafarers in their dedication to be part of the workforce of the world is real. Their working conditions are not very pleasant, but they silently and courageously overlook them so as not to miss this rare opportunity to do something for themselves and their families. Let us unite and give them support where and in whichever way we can. We do appreciate their contribution to the economy of the world. It is our solemn duty, through initiatives as those done by Stella Maris and other partners, to ensure favorable working conditions and respect to their dignity.